the third evening, I did something different, and something I'd never done before then, and I now know that there's actually a name for it in the indigenous traditions in North America. It's called the Dream Fire Ceremony. And what I did differently was that after dinner, in the fire that was in front of me, instead of closing my eyes and doing my prayers and my meditations, I left them wide open. And I gazed into this flame until I found a very comfortable place. And there's a little place right at the top of the flame, and there's a little space, and then the rest of the flame is there. And I know that you know where it is. You've seen it in candles, you've seen it in matches. There's a magical place. That is a magical place. It allows us to relax and move into an altered state of awareness, sometimes without even knowing it. And that was what was happening to me that evening as I began this Dream Fire ceremony. I didn't know at that time that it even had a name. And with my eyes wide open, I asked a question that I had asked many, many times before in my life. And I said, Father, I ask for the wisdom to know the role of light and dark in my life, and my relationship with them at this time in my life. And when I ask questions like that, generally I expect answers. And there was no answer. Rather, there was a question that came back to me from a voice that, by that time in my life, was very familiar to me. In 1959, I'd had 2 near-death experiences the same month, in July 1959. In each of those near-death experiences, I came to know a voice that has been with me from that time forward, and that voice is what I was hearing in this Dream Fire ceremony. And the voice asked me a question rather than give me an answer. It simply said, how may you know the forces of light and dark and the role that they play in your life until you actually know what the forces of light and dark are? And I thought about that. And it made sense because all I really knew was my conditioning, what other people had told me, what I'd seen in books, and what limited experience I'd had up until that time in my life. My experience didn't match my conditioning, and that was where the confusion came from. So with my eyes wide open, I asked to know what the power of darkness in our world is really all about, from a first-hand perspective. And almost immediately, in my mind's eye, images began to race through of all of the hideous characters that I had seen in textbooks and in my family Bible, loosed, saggy-fleshed individuals, very discolored bodies, usually bloodshot eyes,